Hi guys, it's Katie here again from Bella Creativa, back to do another video in the Legrand Organizer series that we have been doing. So far we have completed our organizer, but we are going to make some inserts to go in here today. So this is what we've made so far. We have the cover. On the inside we have these little acetate card pockets, and they flip out, and we have some more on this side as well. There's a little secret pocket in here. It's a full-size pocket, and then we have this corner pocket here, and that all folds up. And then we have this kind of waterfall arrangement, but instead of photographs we have put in some Rolodex cards so we can write our notes on those. There's a side pocket in here. We haven't put anything in there yet. And then on this side we have a sort of triple pocket, 3-pocket thing there. And here we have some envelopes, and they open up and we can put things in there. And then they both flip out, and we have a double belly band here. And then inside here I have a file folder which we made in the last video, but we haven't put anything in that or embellished that in any way yet, and I've just slid it in here for now. And then on this side we have another envelope that opens up this way, and then that one flips out, and we have a nice big pocket here. And then on the back we have this big credenza accordion envelope that opens up like so, and then behind that there's also another pocket here. So today we're going to make a few little inserts to go in here. I have been using this cardstock, which is 210 GSM cardstock in this sort of blue colour. And for the paper line I have been using this Kaisercraft Misty Mountains paper pad, and I think it's looking really pretty. So that's all the bits and pieces that we've been using, as well as the Legrand SVG files. So SVG files are scalable vector graphic files that you can use on your electronic cutting machine, such as a Cricut, a Brothers Scan and Cut, or a Silhouette. And you can purchase these files from my Etsy store if you're interested, and I'll put the link in the description box below so you can head over there and check them out. So you get a whole series of SVG files that you can use to make this organizer from start to finish, as well as following these tutorials on how you use some suggested ways of putting it together. But of course you might come up with some of your own ideas. So the pieces in blue are the actual elements or pieces themselves, and the pink pieces are the mats for those. And every piece does have a mat, so you know you don't have to measure and that sort of thing. So there's lots of pieces here. There's long pockets, short pockets, waterfalls, a little Rolodex card, belly bands, window pockets, all sorts of things, the accordion envelope. All of that is contained in here, but today we're going to make some other things. So let's just get started with some ideas that I had on little inserts that we could make. So here's my little pile of things that I've cut out for the first thing that I want to make, and I'm thinking of this like a little extra card holder, wallet folder sort of thing. So let's see, to start with I have cut out, this is the E1 short pocket, and there's 2 of those, so I've cut those 2 out of the cardstock. And then I have cut out some of the mats for the E1, so there's 4 of those, I think. Yes, 4 of those. And then we have cut out an E3, and that's this one here. And then 2 of the E6 mats for that E3, and that's those 2 there. Then we can flip over here, and I've cut out 4 of those G2 pockets, and that's these here. And the score lines have already been put on for me by my Cricut, so I didn't have to do any of the measuring or scoring or cutting. It was all done. And then I have got 4 of the G5 mats for that G2. So that's all we need for this one. So let's get started. To start with, this E1 is usually a short pocket. I'll see if I can see the score lines there. It's usually a short pocket in the organiser. I think I've used it in this organiser. Let's have a look. Oh, that's it there. We used it as an envelope, and you could also use it as a pocket here. No, but we haven't used it as a pocket. But today we're going to make it into a little folder, so we need to cut some of these tabs off, and I've already marked which ones I'm going to cut off. So on this one I'm going to cut off all of the tabs, and on this one I'm going to cut off 3 of them and leave one long one. So we need to do that. And then on this tiny skinny pocket, the E3, I'm going to cut off 3 of the tabs and leave one of the long pockets, because we're going to use it like a flip. And that's all the cutting we need to do. So I'll just get out my cutting board, and all I'm going to do is line up my score lines on my cutting line here, and just cut those tabs off. And that's all the cutting that I need to do to make this album, or this organiser, the Legrand, is just cut off any of the tabs that I don't need. And I've tried to make these pieces so that they're versatile, so you know, that's why they have all these extra tabs on them, but because it's really not difficult just to cut them off. But it does give you the opportunity to use the pieces in different ways depending on which tabs you keep. So we're going to keep that tab, and then I'm going to cut all of them off here. So I'll just go ahead and trim away. I hope I'm recording. And the last tab. I'm really enjoying this organiser. I'm making this one for my partner's niece, who her favourite colour is blue, which is why I'm making this in blue. I'm looking forward to making one for myself. Right, so I'm just going to get my mat because I tend to make a mess. And we're going to put this together. So let's start by burnishing that fold there, and I'll just get out my bone folder. I really need a new one. This one's filthy, and it's got a few marks in it. It's not the best. And let's do the same with this little short pocket. Let's just flip that little tab over, and I'm going to, let's start by joining these two together before I get ahead of myself and start rounding corners on things. Right, so we're just going to stick those two together. I am using, I've got so much stuff on my table over here, Helmar's Tiger Grip, and I just put it in this little small bottle because I like to think that it makes me use less glue, but I'm not actually entirely convinced. I think it's a psychological thing. If the glue came out, there we go. Well, that's how it stops me from using so much. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this little guy to this little guy. And line her up. I'm going to have too much glue, which is why I use my trusty little wipe. Okay, I'm just going to make sure, oh, I've got glue up there, I've got glue everywhere. So, my skills of trimming off the tabs might not be all that fabulous, but if you take your time, you'll do a much better job. So I just want to trim this little edge a little bit with my scissors. That's going to be scary. Not entirely great at the straight line cutting with scissors. But it does make you, okay, so it wasn't too bad. It's a tiny little piece. And then this piece here I would like to use as a little flip that comes over this way. So, you know, if we'd stuck that one down, it could have been like an envelope, but we're going to make this into like a little folder. So I'll put some glue on this tab. Oops. And pop that one on here. Oh, it's so hot in my room today. I should go and turn the air conditioner on. I was trying to save on electricity because it's just me in the house at the moment, and it seems silly to have the aircon going throughout the whole house when I'm the only one here. But if I put the fan on while I'm recording, it sounds like I'm sitting next to a jet aircraft. So that's probably not cool. Okay, so that's what we look like, and I'm thinking I might round some corners. I definitely want to do these ones, so let's at least do those. Oops. Be good if we did a proper job of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a magnet on here. So somewhere in my pile, right next to me, are my magnets. These are basic grey magnets, and this is the end of my supply, so I really need to, what was that one? It was a negative. I really need to order some more. I try not to use too many magnets, but okay, so I'm going to put one on this inside here. So we need to get that little sticky dot off. And then I'm just going to guess sort of halfway, and I want to make sure it's inside enough that my mat will stick around it. So I think that's good. Then I'll take the sticky off this one. And I'm going to put that with the sticky side facing up and just drop it on top. And then flip it over. And that's done. That's good, I like that. I want to round these edges too, I've decided. I just have to remember that when it comes to matting, that I have done that. Okay, so that's our basic design. Cute. So let's put some other things in here. So let's start by matting the inside, I think. I want to put these pockets on, but we'll put them on top of the mat. So let's start with, I think I was going polka dots on the inside. So let's put those there, and so I need to round these two little corners. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ink on those. I've been inking my edges in this Versacolor Imperial Blue ink. Just so I don't have the white edges showing. And I'm using this Crafter's Choice craft glue for my mats. I'm trying to remember to use this one for my mats. It's good and strong, but it's cheaper than the other one. I was really loving the Tiger Grip, but now I'm not so sure, because it does tend to make the cardstock buckle a little bit. So I'm not entirely sure whether I'll keep using it after I finish this bottle, or maybe I'll just go back to using this for everything and see how I feel, because this one doesn't buckle the cardstock at all. When I use the Tiger Grip, it feels like it's a bit wet, you know, and it kind of ripples a little bit. It dries fine. Okay, and we can probably put our mat on here too, so let's do that right now. I need to round a couple of those corners. And we can put that mat on here. I see lots of people on YouTube using art glitter glue, and I know you can get it here in Australia. I have to order online, and I'm really not that great at ordering things online because it takes over a week to get here, and I don't have the patience. Everything has to come from the eastern states, and I'm in Western Australia, so everything just takes a while. Okay, let's pop that on over there. Now I have these little pockets that I want to put on, and I'm thinking that I want to put them, well, let's just fold them up so we can get a better idea. I think I want to put them like this way, so that you can slide it in on each side. That's how I'm going to do it. So I want to, and I'm going to mat them with these, but I'm thinking I want to put the little V in there that I have done once before. And for that, I like to use my envelope punch board. You can also use your circle punch, and I've seen lots of people do that, and I've done that myself, but I find it really hard to get consistency. So I like to use my envelope punch board. So this little guy is, we sort of need to know where the centre is though. It is about 7.5 centimetres wide, so that's about 3.75. Where did I put my pencil? There it is. 3.75. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, we try. So I'm not going to be able to see that because I'm going to put my mat on top. So where's my mat going to go? It's going to go about there. So let's put a little mark on the mat instead. Okay, so then I'm going to line it up. I'm going to do this for all 4 of them. This is going to do everybody's heads in, isn't it? Should do all 4 at once. Okay, so then I'm just trying to line that centre up in the centre of my mat keeps moving. Is that centred? It's like hitting a lump or something. Okay. Well, this is painful viewing, I'm sure. Oh. So when I did that then, I just noticed that my crease line for my pocket was on the halfway, on that half line. So I think that must be 1.5. And am I happy with that? Yes. So if I just line them all up with that crease, that score line at 1.5, then I should not have to find the centre. Right, so if I slide this in, yeah, it kind of catches as it's going in, so I've lined it up, but then it wobbles. So let's go with that. The same as this one. Slide it in there, and then I'll put my mat in on top and line it up. Now we've got a bit of a rhythm going. I only have 4 to do. Okay. And that's done, so we can put that away. So if you don't have an envelope punch board, you can use your 1-inch round punch and just line it up at the halfway. So you line it up about there and cut it, but I get it wrong and I end up here or yeah. So I'm sure practice would probably help. Okay, so let us get these little guys sorted out. I have 4 little pockets, and I'm just going to go around those little edges there where I just trimmed the mats. And this one. And then we can just pop those mats down. Let's just do that. And then it's just a matter of lining it up where we're happy with it. It's okay, we'll come over this way a bit. The other thing is with this craft glue, this one here, I do have more wiggle room. I found that the Tiger Grip, it grips quick. It's a quick grip glue. Which is good if you're making something that you need it to grip really quickly. Like if you're making something, you know, where you don't want to be sitting there holding it, waiting for the glue to dry. And then this one. So these are the G5 mats, and we're putting them on the G2 pockets, just as a reminder. I always write what piece it is on it, so that if I can remember by looking at it what that piece is, if it becomes separated from the project for any reason, you know, if it goes flying across the floor or something like that. So I've written on here G5 and I've written on here G2 so that I know which pieces I've got. Also helps if you're cutting out a lot of things at once. So, you know, I tend to cut out you know, a few pieces at a time, and so then as I pull them off my mat, I just quickly write on them what they are. That's just my method. Okay, so now let's bring back our little book, little wallet. And so the plan is to get that glue off there. Okay, my plan is to have these little guys poking out from the side like this, and to have 2 on each page. So let's just fold this up. Oop. And I'll just finish that. Okay. So I'm thinking if we line them up on the edge of the mat on this side, and then if I try to sort of center them so that there's a little bit of a gap at the top and a little bit of a gap at the bottom, I think pretty much like that would work. Excuse me, I'm just going to bring it a little bit closer to me so I can line that up again. I move one and the other moves. I basically just want to know that I've got a fairly even gap at the top and the bottom, and that feels pretty good. So I'm just going to put a little line down here, and then if I line up this bottom one, I just need to plonk the top one flush up against it. That's my plan. So you could put little cards in here, or, you know, just little bits that you don't want to escape. Just something fun. It's good fun when you open up your organiser, I think, and there's lots of different things to find and open and put things in. Just squish glue everywhere. Okay. That one's stuck down nice and proper. So let's do the same with this one. Try not to get glue all over myself. That was a lot of glue on that tab. Holy dolly. Okay, and then line up this one. There and there. And I'm trying to line it up on the edge of that mat. See that Tiger Grip glue that I just used, it won't let me move that now. these two little pockets. And then we're going to do just exactly the same on this side, but I'm just going to turn it upside down because, I don't know, because it's easier for me for some reason. That probably doesn't make any sense. Right, this one. I don't usually use blue cardstock, so it's been interesting using blue. Alright, so now I'm just going to line this one up, and I'm basically just trying to keep it in line with this guy here next door and the edge of the mat, like so. And let's give it a good push. I like my little white because, as well as getting rid of extra glue, it does make it easier for my fingers to run around and press down. Okay, and then my last one, and this is the little card holder done. Nice and easy and quick. Line this one up. Line it up with the edge of that mat. Push it down. There you go. Cute. Now we just have to mat the inside, the outside. That's nice. And flip that over close like so. Give it a little burnish here, make sure it folds nicely. Okay, and let's just get out the mats for this guy for the front. So I need to round the corners on this one. And glue that one down. I've got bottles and lids everywhere. Come on, glue. Come on. There we go. Alright, I'm going to leave you on the side because I think you're running a bit low. So that's the mat, top mat. And that's cute. I'll open you up. Okay, and then we need a mat for the front. I think I want that stripe over there. Probably being fussy. So I need to do the corners here. And put some glue on. And pop that down. Make sure it sticks around that magnet. Okay, and then let's open you up and flip you over and put this last mat down on the back. Pop that down like so. Try and line it up with the other ones. And that's that one done. So we have a cute little card holder. I like it. Right, so let's put that to the side with grow our little pile of inserts and see what we're going to do next. Right, next we are going to do some little, let's do an envelope. I've got a little stash here for an envelope, so let's put that to the side. And I'll tell you what pieces I've cut out. I'll just move my glues and get out my book again so I can show you the pieces. And we have cut out another E1 here, and that's this one here. Then we have cut out 2 of the E4s, and that's those 2 there. The E2 short pocket here, and then 1 of the E5 mats for that, then 1 E3, and 2 of the E6 mats, and that's those 2 there, to make a little pocket, a little envelope. So we need to trim a few pieces off these as well, so let's just put those to the side. So this one, we're just using it as the back of our envelope, so we're actually going to cut off all 4 of those tabs. For this one, it's going to be the lift off section of the envelope, you know, the bit that opens up. So we need 1 tab, we're going to cut off the other 3, just keep 1 long one. And this one is going to be our pocket on the front of the envelope. So we're just going to cut off 1 long tab and leave the other 3. So let's get out our cutting board and trim those off. And pop that away, and that's that one. This one we're cutting 3 off, because this is going to be our tab, top of our envelope. And this last little one here, I'll line it up. And that's that one done. And then this one we're cutting tabs off all of the sides, which will not take but a minute. This piece, this tab, and this one. So if we were making this envelope and we wanted to attach it to the book, we would have kept one of those tabs on, so we could like use it as a flip. But this time we're just doing a freestanding envelope. So let's start straight away by putting our mats on this E1 piece. So we're putting an E4 mat on here. This is going to be our inside mat, so it looks nice when you open it up. And then this little guy here is going to be our top flip. So we'll just burnish that tab down. And I'm going to round the corners because it always looks so nice. And then we're just going to stick this to one of the long sides. And we'll use the Zytago grip glue. Oh, I'm roasting. So I'm just going to pop that on here. I'm just going to fold over like so. Make sure it's stuck down. And then this last one here is going to be our bottom pocket. So we just need to fold all those tabs in. Like so. And give those a good burnish. And we can just attach it straight away. So let's do that. I haven't thought about what kind of a closure I'm going to use on this one. Should have thought of that. Magnets are super easy. Let's just do a magnet. Okay, I'm just wiping out my gluey mess because I always have one. Give it a good burnish. Make sure that pocket wants to play. Alright, so if we're going to do magnets, we better get on with that. Where did I put them? Right here. Okay, so we need 1 positive and 1 negative again. 1 positive and 1 negative. So Valentine's Day is coming soon. I'm wondering if everybody's doing anything for that. I think I need to make a card. But aside from that, I have no plans. Okay, you take this little, I've got glue all over my fingers. Take that little bit off there, pop it down, flip it over. Oh, you know what? Is it far enough down? I don't think it is. We have to just pull him up. Oh no, come on, off you get. And put him up a little bit higher. He's going to be super close. That's a problem. Whoops. Maybe we won't use magnets. I think we're not going to use magnets because we do have room here to put a magnet, but it will be so close to the edge of our mat that our mat might not stick down very well. So I might just pop those to the side. I'm sure I'll find a use for those soon enough. And let's do the little policy envelope kind of situation, which I need to find my little doodad. Here, this doodad, we need to make those little circles again. I've done this so many times. You probably are sick to death of watching me do this if you've been watching the whole series. I apologise. You can just go forward. But what I'm doing is I'm just sticking these little circles together and pushing them down. Now I don't even know where my little brads are that I've been using. My little cutesy ones that have the little love hearts. Where are they? Ah, it's okay. I found them. Whew, I know you're worried. Okay, let's find the centre point so that we can put some holes in here. Actually, I need to put this mat on top. You'd think I've never done this before, really, wouldn't you? I need to put this mat here as well, so let's do that. Oh dear. This is the E5 mat that we're putting down, and this is the E2 pocket. So we'll just pop that down on there. And then on top, I think I was going to have this little guy here. Oops, throwing it around. And I'll just round these corners, ink up, and pop it down. Okay. Right. Bit of a last minute change. It's okay. We can cope. Right. Then we need to put some little holes in the centre of this. I like to use my leather punch for that. So I'm just going to do my best with where I think the centre is. And there we go, we have those two with holes in. And then we need to find the centre plate mark for this, which would be about 8 centimetres. So that's about here. Okay. And I think we just put them right there where I marked it. So let's do that. This one I'm going to have to use my awl because I don't think I've got the reach with my leather punch to get right. Oh, maybe I do. I do. All right. So let's put a hole in there. And then we're going to put a hole in here. And we're good to go. Then we need a little bit of string. Feed it through. And a bit of... Oh. I'll just do that again. And then a little bit of tape to hold that down. Don't need quite so much of that. A little bit of tape to hold it down. I just stuck it over the hole, which probably wasn't great. A little brad and a little circle dot. I do think that these brads look fabulous. These are Love Heart tab brads, so it will make it look spiffy. Okay, and then I'm just going to open up those prongs without stabbing myself. Flatten them. Are we happy with that? Where that is sitting? Yes, I think so. So let's put the mat on that little one. So I'll just round those corners. And then we will, come on, put some glue on there and pop it down and cover that up. Just get my trusty wipe out. Push it down. And then we just need to put this one on the bottom. So I'll just grab another little brad out of this little packet. Put it through the circle. Put it through the hole. And then I'm just going to wrestle on the inside to sort those brads out. It's usually better to do this before you close up the pocket, but you know, let's make it difficult. Why not? Okay. So I didn't quite do a very good job with the centre of that. But you know, it's whimsical, I do like that. Okay, and then we can just slide this through here, oops, back through there, and cut it off. And then we just need to mat the back. So that's this last mat here, and then we have done the envelope. I think we might have time for one more insert. Let's give it a go. In the SVG files, there are files for a standard traveller's notebook size traveller's notebook, standard size traveller's notebook. There is the files to make a large moleskin, and there are files to make an A5 folder, A5 notebook. Right, so there's that envelope, so we can put that next to this little guy here. So I think, so you make them all exactly the same way though. So let's make the A5 notebook. And then you will make the moleskin or the traveller's notebook in exactly the same way. So let's get out our bits and pieces. This is some paper that I have got all ready to put in my notebook. So I'll just pop that to the side, and I'm trying to find my book so I can show you which pieces I've cut out. And I've buried it under all this stuff here. Just one second. Here it is, I found it. Okay, so we have the L1 piece is for a traveller's notebook cover, and so to make the notebook cover you cut out 2 of those, which I've done here. But we won't make all of them on camera because it's exactly the same process. So those are the 2 L1s. and all you do is make it in exactly the same as the notebook that we're about to make. And then you would cut out 4 of the L2 mats so that you could mat it inside and outside. So that's those there. So I put those to the side because you probably don't need to watch me do that if we make the A5 notebook together. Then there's also the large moleskin notebook cover, which is the M1. So you would also cut out 2 of those. So that's these 2 here, M1. And you cut out 4 of the mats to go with those, which is these ones here. I've got 4 of them, and that would make you a large size. It's exactly the same dimension as a large moleskin. Moleskine, I'm not sure what you how you call it or what you say. But okay, so that's that one, and that's the same as the standard size traveler's notebook. It's exactly the same size as the standard size traveler's notebook, so that you know that you could put any 3 of these in the organizer and they fit in terms of the length and the width, no problems. That will hold any of those 3 notebooks. Okay, so but today we are going to make the A5 notebook. So I'm cutting out 2 of the N1s, which are these 2 here, so you can see they're quite a bit bigger. And then we're going to cut out 4 of the N2 mats, which are these 4 here. So let's put that aside. And all we're going to do is cut some tabs off. So on one of these, we're going to cut off all 4 of them. And on one of these, we're going to leave a long tab, but we're going to cut off all the other 3 because we're just joining it by this one long tab. So let's just get out our cutting board and do that. So I have included these because, you know, it's good to know that you can fit any of those fairly standard size notebooks in the organizer without any problems. If you resize them, then you can make any size kind of notebook that you wanted to. Anything smaller than this one basically will fit in there. So you could resize the whole lot and make a little one to go in your handbag. I quite like that idea. You just need to have a little thought about these small pockets because they're designed to fit in business cards, or you know, you could put a credit card or library card. They're designed to take that size, so you wouldn't want to shrink those down too much. So it is worth just bearing that in mind if you wanted to use that to put those kinds of things in. All of those reward cards and things like that. Okay, so I'm just cutting 3 off this one. And this one. So we can throw all our little tabs away. And then we just need to fold over this long tab and burnish it down. And we're just going to attach these 2 together. Trying to do a better job than last time I attached things together like this. They were really wonky. My glue's a bit dried up. It's so hot in here, even the glue's drying out. Okay. Come on, glue. If I can bear the heat, so can you. Alright, we need to just stick something in there. See if that works. There we go, got started. So there's just been a cyclone up north of WA, Cyclone Damien, and whilst we're a long way away from it, the weather does tend to travel down to us, but what it just comes down as maybe some rain, which we haven't actually had, but it gets so humid. So it's still hot because it's summer, but it's really humid, and possibly we would get some rain. don't mind the rain. We don't get enough here in Australia ever, it seems, at least in Western Australia. In the eastern states, they have an entirely different weather pattern from us. Okay, so I have not lined that up very well. There's a surprise for you. I'm really much better at this when I'm not on camera, but I am trying to be a little bit faster than I normally would be. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so that's our notebook cover. Pretty simple. Let's round the edges, the corners, I mean. And this one, and this one. And we could probably mat it right now as well. So I think I wanted this for the cover. And these are all the same. So let's live on the edge and... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have got ahead of myself. Round two together, which I'm not sure is even saved any time. Okay, and then these two, I don't think it really matters which way they go off either, so let's just round some edges on those, round some corners. And then we can just mat them. It's hot and it's sticky. This mat is sticking to my hand, my arms. Right, so come on, glue. Way too much glue in the middle. That's why I start in the middle though, because if I started on the edge, that would be all on one edge and would definitely ooze out everywhere. I did miss a little bit there though. Okay. So this is our A5 size notebook. Actually, with this is exactly the same way as we made the folder that we made in the last video, and we used the same A5 notebook size. But these will all be lovely when we put them into the organizer, and we can use those elastics to do that. Okay, so then on the inside, I'm going to mat the inside as well. I quite like the idea of making one of these organisers and all the inserts in a junk journal style. So I am thinking about that. And I thought it would be nice. I have quite a bit of old ephemera from my grandparents. And I thought I don't want to use it because it's obviously family documents and things like that. So I thought, well, they're not even documents. It's just, you know, they were it's my grandparents, so I want to keep it. But I thought I could at least, you know, make digital copies of it and then use that as sort of some of my ephemera. Definitely thinking about that. But then I'm also thinking I'd like to make some of my own sort of scrapbook paper. So I'd make maybe some paste paper or some marble some paper. But also again, I'd probably photocopy it so that, you know, I didn't have to have thick paper in here as my mat. Okay, is that the glue? Alright, so now I'm just going to grab my paper here that I've already cut in half, folded in half, and I've also rounded the edges. And it's just going to go in like so. I have 15 sheets in here. I'm wondering if that's a bit much. Well, I think it'd be nice. And I'm just going to just do a pamphlet stitch, which I've done before, and you can see all the time, you know, you see all the time on YouTube, but let's do it together anyway. So I'm just going to paper clip the paper onto the board, onto the cover so it doesn't move when I'm stabbing holes in it. And then I need my ruler, and I'm going to find the center. And so it's 21 centimeters long, so it will be 10.5 centimeters for the center. And then I'm just going to go 2 centimeters from each edge, so that's where I'll have my 3 holes. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then I'm going to just poke some holes with my awl here. I'm going to get through 15 sheets of paper and some cardstock. Stabby stabby in those 3. I'm trying to make sure that I get it in the crease, but it's not the end of the world if it's not. And that one. Okay, and then I have already put some string on my thread. So if you want it to tie up in the center, in the middle of the book, then you would start in the middle of the book. If you want to tie it up so it's on the outside of the book, like this one, then you would start on the outside of the book. And I'm going to start on the outside. So I'm just going to go through the middle hole, she says, thinking, did I make that hole big enough? It's good until here, and then you've got that double thread to get through. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure I've got a decent sized tail. I'm going to come up to the top, or the bottom, ouch, and stab myself with it. And pull that through. Pull that through. Come on, should have made the hole bigger. And then I'm going all the way to the top. I'm going to go through that hole. I think that's the hole. And through all of the holes in the paper. Why are you being difficult now? Alright, we're going through one at a time. There we go. Pull that through. Make sure we're happy with that. Then I'm going to go back down through this center hole again. And I want to try and come up on the other side of this long string so that I have a tie on each side. And then I can tie it up. Now there might be some technical way that people do that where they say go over and under and then over and under, which I can try, but to me it's just a granny knot. Okay. And that is our A5 notebook, and that is all ready to go in our organiser. So, it's a pretty chunky book. Might need a little bulldog clip to hold it closed. So let's get out our organiser. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 strings. 4 strings. And I think I might put my notebook on this last one. So I'm just going to slide it under there. Oops, I got it stuck under that. Maybe I should have gone the other way. Might be a thing to do. Slide it under here. Like so. Oops. And then I might use this cute little blue bulldog clip just to hold it closed for a bit. And then we have this little card holder, which I think I might put in here. The front section there, maybe up this way, like so. And close that one up. And then we have got our envelope, which we could put in underneath here maybe. We could slide it under the belly band, maybe the skinny belly band, like that maybe, I don't know, or like that, I'm not sure. I'll just put it there for now, and we can close this one up. So I still have I still have 3 elastics here, but I'm going to make my Moleskine, and that can go on one, and I'm going to make my traveler's notebook, and that can go on one as well. So I will do a flip through of this once I've put it all together so that you can see it all completed, but I did want to make those little inserts with you today so you could see. Oh, you're getting chunky, look at that. Oh, I love it. I think it's adorable. I need to do that one up. So we have so many things in there, lots of yummy goodies. So I want to say thank you very much for sticking around. I think it's been quite a long video today, but we did do a few little inserts, so that was fun. If you're interested in the templates for the Legrand, please have a look in my Etsy store, and the link will be down below. Otherwise, thanks very much for your time. Thanks very much for watching. Would love it if you subscribe so you could see other things that I will be bringing out soon. Thank you again, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.